When you've already got at least one core main skill that you've put substantial time into getting skilled at, that you've accumulated experience on, maybe you've gone through some training for, maybe you've done it professionally. When you're at that point, it can introduce a new challenge to learning other kinds of skills. And it's not that it's getting in the way of them in terms of your own limitations, in terms of your brain's abilities. It's limited by the fact that when we do something else, it doesn't feel like it comes as naturally to us as this thing where we know what it's like to already feel good at it. We begin to give ourselves too much credit and think that it came naturally, that it was easy. We start to ignore, subconsciously, we would never say it, we start to ignore the time, the practice, the uncertainty, the frustration that we experienced when we were new to that thing. Because when we first learn that core or primary skill set, the one we often lean on professionally, what's most often the case is necessarily we were not at that skill level that we are today in anything. We had no reference frame for what it felt like to be that good at something yet. Once we've built up that ability, it becomes harder to ignore the fact that that's so much more comfortable to have a thing you do well than the uncertainty, the fear, the frustration, the need to ask for feedback and help from others that comes from doing something that we're new to. But long term, the payoff is tremendous of having skills developed in multiple areas. It introduces the ability to cross-pollinate your learnings and techniques and attitudes between them. It opens up new doors in terms of opportunities you can take up. It gives you better ways to be of service to teams, makes you more valuable to work with others, or increases your own ability to express things completely independently. But it starts from admitting to ourselves how hard it was for us to pick up the skill that currently is our area of greatest comfort. How difficult the first experiences were that we went through. And again, we pushed through them because we had no alternative. But if we're not careful, it's easy to retreat back to the comfort of what we do well. When we try anything else and don't feel like, well, I'm not naturally a master at this, that, or the other, you weren't for the main thing you know either. But being honest with ourselves about what we went through for that can help us also just see the scale, the range, the opportunity ahead of the frustration we feel in another field we're trying to get better at. When we're doing it, we're uncomfortable at it, we're awkward at it, we're bad at it, we can tell we're bad at it. But that's how we get better, pushing through that, doing it anyway, not letting ourselves retreat back to the thing that we already know and already have a head start in, so we can have complementary skills for multiple areas.